Okay, most people know AI can now generate video, but it's easy to miss the impact and the potential of this. We can get distracted by suddenly having this ability to dream up some cinematic, big-budget action scene. Something that previously, well...
In a world where filming this kind of thing is expensive and dangerous.
The insurance forms alone take 6 months! And you need 17 stunt coordinators!
We used to need a whole VFX team for this. Now, I can do it on my phone.
But here's the thing. If you're in a conventional business role, it's easy to see all this and think, yeah, that's cute, it's not relevant for me. And I don't think that's true. So let me show you a few of the tools that are available right now, and also why I believe most people are thinking about AI video completely wrong. Just as we've all become familiar with AI chatbots, GPT, Claude, Gemini, there's now a whole ecosystem of AI models built specifically for video. We have OpenAI's Sora, Google's Veo, Runway, Kling, and plenty of others. Each has their own strengths, their own quirks, their own ways of interpreting what you ask for. Now, some of these tools focus on taking existing video or existing images and manipulating them. So we can remove objects or add them. We can fix the lighting. We can change the weather. Other tools can take a recorded performance of speech and facial expressions and map it onto a different character, something that in the past would have needed a special motion capture studio, and once again, I could now do this with my phone. And with other AI video models like Sora and Veo, you don't need to begin with any kind of existing video or image. You just write a text prompt, describe what you want, and it will generate video from that. And in October, OpenAI released a Sora app for your phone, where in addition to just typing a prompt, you can also scan your face, record a short sample of your voice, and from that point on you can describe different scenes you want to see and put yourself as a character in those scenes.
You need to run.
Now, right now, the Sora app kind of encourages you to make these short, disposable TikTok-style videos, and the fact that much of this content is trivial means it's easy to overlook how powerful this technology has become, even in the last year or two. So let's look at a more business-focused example of AI video. Google's NotebookLM is a fantastic research tool. We can upload a collection of documents to analyze. We can ask questions about them, even generate mock podcasts. But we now also have the option to create a video overview. I choose this, give it a few minutes to process, and you get an AI-generated explainer video with slides and text and voiceover.
You know, in the world of AI, it feels like we're just drowning in acronyms, right? Well, today, we're going to break down the next one you absolutely need to have on your radar.
But we can also use this ability of AI to manipulate video and audio. So I could record something in one language, and then later I could say those words in a different language.
Und später konnte ich die Worte dann in einer anderen Sprache sagen. そして後にはその言葉を別の言語で言えるようになったんです。और बाद में मैं उन्हीं शब्दों को किसी दूसरी भाषा में बोल सकता था.
And when we start to recognize AI video can have a much wider use than just traditional filmmaking at one end or trivial TikToks at the other, that this is going to become incredibly useful for anyone who wants to communicate in a more vivid and memorable way. What if every explanation could be a demonstration? What if "let me show you what I mean" was always an option? Now, for me, my background is software development, but these days I explain technology for a living. But in the past, anytime I wanted some kind of visual explanation, I've always been limited to the tools that were available to me. It wasn't a lot. I had PowerPoint, clip art, maybe some stock photos. But I can now think, well, how would I explain this thing if I had a full film crew and an unlimited budget?
But what if we could actually use AI video for better explanations, better learning, better skills? In the past, I was always limited by budget. But now, I can take you anywhere, show you anything, I can show the difference between software frameworks and scaffolds. Or talk about the idea of a data warehouse.
Or explain version control with a time machine. And if you think that 2 or 3 years from now, learners will still be content with PowerPoint slides, I don't think so.
Now, bear in mind, I'm not using this as a money-saving option. I'm not replacing a human film crew with AI. I never had that option to begin with. I'm using this to do things that were previously impossible for me to do. So I don't just think about creating better explanations. I also think about how could we create explainer videos that could automatically update themselves when procedures change, or product demo videos that literally speak your customer's language. Complex processes that could be explained visually instead of yet another PDF nobody reads. Now, before you panic or get too excited, there are a few things to know. This isn't as simple or as easy as just ChatGPT for video, at least not yet. There are limitations. First, most video models only generate a few seconds of video at a time, maybe 5 to 15 seconds. And also, it can take a long time to get the results you actually want.
Okay, let's try. Professional woman sitting at a diner.
No, tell them the terms are non-negotiable.
Oh, no, I didn't want any talking. And what's the deal with the phone cord? Let's try this again. Professional woman sitting at a diner, reading a newspaper. No talking. Okay, no talking now, but what language is that newspaper in? And wait, how many hands does this lady have?
And before you know it, it's 3 hours later, you've tried 47 different versions of the same prompt, and you've ended up with 5 seconds of usable video. Getting good results often means learning kind of a new language. Sure, you can get good results from a simple prompt.
If we look at the Q3 projections here.
What if we pivot the marketing spend towards the new platform instead?
But if you want more control over the results and more consistency between one shot and the next shot, you often have to get very specific with your prompts. Scene description, cinematography style, lens size, lighting notes, camera movement. Now, if you are a filmmaker or a visual effects person or a videographer watching this, I get it. You're probably feeling fairly complicated things about AI right now. On one hand, you're seeing decades of craft be reduced to simple text prompt. That shot that you would have spent 3 days meticulously lighting, somebody can now just type,
"Cathedral interior at night, with hundreds of candles casting warm light on Gothic stone pillars and swirling incense smoke." Yep, that's close enough.
There's also the training data question that these video models learn from consuming copyrighted work and mostly without asking permission. But for a lot of creative people, there is also that temptation when you realize you might be able to create that impossible shot you've been seeing in your head for years. No location scouting, no weather delays, no producer asking, but how much is that going to cost? You could just describe what you want and get it.
I want a slow-rising jib shot over a mirror-calm lake in the mist, where dozens of small wooden boats float silently across the glassy water, each one occupied by a single standing warrior. That's it.
And okay, there are more downsides. The internet is filling up with AI garbage right now. Stock video sites are flooded with AI slop, and we can imagine things like LinkedIn thought leadership videos written by ChatGPT, delivered by avatars, coming very soon. But a lot of current training content is about to look very dated. So yes, if you're in filmmaking, videography, visual effects, you have to engage with this. But even if you're in a conventional business role, we all need to communicate. So the question is, how could you communicate better if showing was as easy as telling?